Well, I haven't had a chance to do a farming video in, gosh, it feels like months now. I'm one of those that if I don't necessarily have farming content, it's tougher to think of something to make, and so I just wait until the next growing season. So I've been on a little bit of a hiatus, but it's almost the middle of March, and I'm going to pick up a new to me piece of farm equipment today. It's roughly 2 hours from the house, and yeah, it will be an interesting tow back, but it also gets me excited that plant 26 is getting closer-ish. We're, I would say, probably 2 months out from when I really would like to be planting. So but I found this piece of machinery on Marketplace, and it wasn't that far away, and I think it will make for a nice addition. So for those that are watching, I'm in West Michigan, but I'm going to a place just a little bit southeast of Kalamazoo. So a little bit of a drive, but there's no snow. This looks like it's going to be a sunny day, and yeah, we're going to go get it. But it's nice to be doing a video again. Well, it should be here somewhere. See if I can see it sitting out. Oh yeah, right along the road. That's perfect. Well, it's behind me. I am, let's see, so 130 miles back to the farm. I have 60 more miles to go, so I'm almost halfway. It's, if you can't tell, I guess the question would be for anybody who's pulled the equipment back from after buying it before. There probably was a website or a app that would maybe say, take me down country roads, but don't take me down too small of ones, but don't take me into like cities as well. I didn't do that. All I did was select avoid highways, because I wasn't going to pull this down the highway. But yeah, I've gone through towns, I've gone through not residential, but yeah, towns, cities. So still about 55 miles to go, going about 40 miles an hour. So I don't know, probably if I stop or anything like that, it's going to be 2 hours back to the farm. So which will have put it, I don't know, I've been on the road for probably 2 hours, so it'd be 4 hours. I probably thought it would be 3. But yeah, I'm excited to I'll get back to driving. I'm excited to take a video of it when I get back up to the farm, but for right now I'm towing it. I'm happy I was able to buy my brother's F350 1-ton, so makes a huge difference. I've towed a John Deere 7240 8-row planter with a half-ton, and ooh, that was tight. So I'm gonna keep going and praying that we'll still have easy going with it. Well, I made it. Not without a couple casualties, i.e. 2 tires. It's not the greatest, but because it's the tandem, is okay. So to go over this a little bit more, this is a J&M TF212 34 feet double rolling basket. We still have snow here. It'll look better when it has all 4 tires on it. But hey, when you're getting home and kind of low on spares, it worked out. So you may be asking why this when you have that. There's a couple different things. So let me turn this around and show you. Mainly the bearing design. So still a flange bearing, but you can see how these work. These bolt on to the actual arms, and then you do have to loosen up the jam nut to get it off. And so it is on the shaft, but it's just that nut holding it on, and the bearings are pretty good size, and they're also greasable. So if you compare that to this, much smaller bearings, they go with the twist tightening collar with the Allen wrench. And yeah, to me, when you're having a piece of equipment like this in the dirt, I think with how much it spins as well, because the diameter of these baskets, that's just too small if you want to compare. So the shaft that the bearing sits on, well, it's obviously this, but you see that in here, and then you go over to this J&M and probably twice the size, twice the circumference, twice the diameter, well, if I can speak, as that. So it's just a few things. This also had the spike tooth. I don't feel that I need it. I actually had some issues with that plugging with corn stalks. This doesn't. And my field cultivator is also, it could be 34 feet. So I actually had to take off 2 shanks for it to fit behind this 30-footer. That's not to say this wasn't a really good machine. I like this style, which is why I'm still going with something that's similar. It's served me well. It does need some little bit of specifically this middle basket. Just needs somebody to go in and weld it, but it still has usable life in it, so I'll be looking to sell it. But in terms of what I do and getting the seed bed prepped, I like this design. It was the right price, and ultimately I think it will be a really good addition. So I'm happy about it, and if it wasn't for those, well, one tire failed not that far away from when I started, and then the other tire lasted well over 100 miles. But since I think it was just, it eventually got too hot, and so when that failed, I had no tires on one whole side, so that didn't work out. So, but I was able to take take one off the other side, divvy it up. It works. Now I'll get all new tires, or new tires put on. So not bad. Overall, I'm really excited though. It is bright. Try to find a little bit of shade. I'm excited. Obviously, I've been talking about how, less than 2 months should be out in the field. Should have corn planted in less than 2 months from now. So that will be a good thing. And I feel like this purchase actually just helps a little bit in terms of moderately upgrading equipment and design. And after years of using one, you kind of know what you really want. And this J&M design, I think, fits more with what I want. So, and the price is right and a little bit further away, but you don't necessarily find those close by too often. So I'm happy about it, and hopefully it turns to be a good piece of equipment. And for all things considered, 130 miles pulling it, if it's just 2 tires, it's worse things. So thankful to God that we made it back, and now it's time to continue the excitement for spring to be here.